Hey everybody, I have got a lot of stuff going on this evening, so I'm not going to be able to get a whole lot done in the fish room. In fact, I'm barely going to have time to get in here and throw some food at everybody in a little while. But I did want to shoot a quick update and talk about the progress of my silver dollars that are in my quarantine tank. I thought about moving them over here today. In fact, while I'm standing here, we can actually throw some food in this tank. We'll see a bit of a feeding frenzy going on there. So I thought about moving the silver dollars over here today. They've been in my quarantine tank for a while. I had a big run-in with ick. I'm not even 100% sure it was ick. I've had a few people suggest maybe it was something else. I don't know what else it might have been. I've been thinking about it, and we are going to talk more about that coming up here in the really near future, because I think I'm on the other side of it. It's been 6 days now since I last shot a video of those fish in my quarantine tank, and in that video I was saying that the white spots had already cleared up. And again, it's been 6 days since then, and they still look good. They're eating well, they're behaving normally, there's no more indication of spots or anything. So as of a couple days ago, I stopped putting medication in the tank, but the temperature and the salt are still way up there. But like I said, everything looks fine, and they are still, in there doing well. But again, it's only been 6 days. I'm a little reluctant to just pull the trigger that quick and move them right over here immediately after that, whatever it was that I was dealing with. Again, I'm going to keep calling it ick because I believe that it was, but it was something unusual about. Oh, check this out. Look at my pleco down there on the glass. I hardly ever see that one even come out, let alone down at the end of the tank. Whenever it comes out, it's usually just sort of, right up front in front of where it usually hides. So that's pretty interesting. Let's see if we can get around on the end here and get a look at underneath of it. Sorry about the fan, hang on. I always forget to turn that fan back on after I get done shooting the video. I leave the room, and when I come in the morning, I can tell just by smelling. As soon as I walk in the door, I can tell that I forgot to turn the fan back on, because the room has a musty, sort of humid smell. That fan really does keep the air circulating around, and then I've got a dehumidifier that runs in the other room, and that keeps a nice balance between, the dehumidifier running constantly, and yet at the same time, I don't want this room to get all stuffy and muggy and, humid, and the walls would start getting moldy and everything else. So I definitely have to remember to turn that fan back on. So anyway, I just wanted to get a little video. I wanted to shoot some video of my native tank and talk about the fact that very soon we will be moving those silver dollars over into this tank. And I'm not sure, but I think at least one of the ones I got might be another one of these spotted silver dollars, but at least a couple of them are just shiny silver. So I definitely think I've got two different species of the silver dollars in this tank now. And we will probably be adding at least one or two more angelfish, and I will be thinning out the amount of these little minnows we got swimming around. So we will be making some changes to this tank coming up here in the very near future. And while I got you, I will say this tank is on my list for needing some work. Not only does it need a water and filter change, just as a matter of course, but I really want to get in there at some point and just do some serious gardening. It's just, I got to be motivated to do that, and I will. One day the bug will just strike me and I'll get in there and I'll be working on that. So that's the next one on my list that needs to get cleaned up a little bit. This one needs some maintenance. Ever since I've changed it around, I'm definitely getting some crud building up on the bottom. The water almost even seems a little cloudy. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. I will have to double check. Now that I'm looking at it, I can see that the power head down there is still moving the water around, and then of course the filter I've got turned down fairly low because that was disturbing all of the substrate and everything. So the filter is meant to be that low. You can see I'm not getting any backflow. It's all coming out the side it's supposed to. I've just got the valve turned almost all the way back. If you turn this forward, you can see it, really ramps up the flow. So I don't need all that. Cut it way back to where I had it. And then this tank, my 125 gallon tank, I really need to get in this tank and do some gardening. This is another one. Sorry for all the glare again. This is fairly impromptu video. This is what you're actually seeing the glare of. You're seeing my poinsettia that's actually got some red bracts on it, and you're seeing my pink and red geraniums over there. That's what all that bright color and everything is in the reflections. So I definitely need to get in there and do some whacking and chopping and get some of those out. It's really going to be a lot of Java fern is going to get pulled out of here and here, and I'm going to get this tank nice and opened up, do a big water change, get those tannins reduced and everything else. And since we're at this end of the room, we can have a very quick look at my still algae covered quarantine tank. I am going to be shooting some video about that algae. That's why it's still there. I've deliberately left it there because I want to specifically talk about it, but I don't want to do that while I've got potentially sick fish in the tank. So I'm waiting until they come out. Once the fish are out, then we'll shoot some video about this tank itself. But they're still looking good, and it's been a week now since any spots were showing on them, so we're good to go, I think. All right, everybody, I'm going to leave you with a look here at my waterfall tank. So thanks for watching. Sorry for the slightly haphazard video, but as I said, I got a lot of stuff I need to get started on getting done tonight. So make sure you're subscribed, that way you won't miss anything I got coming up. You definitely want to see what's going to happen with my 125-gallon native tank. And then don't forget, of course, this one here is my waterfall tank. So thanks again. I'll see you real soon in the next one.